birthday to my son, so it was like
Oh,
all kind of craziness before getting on.
exactly. All right. So let me see if I can find. There we go. All right. So, hey, ladies, welcome to Laugh Lines and Turbulence. We are so excited today to bring Helinka Carr to you. Carr, or is it Care? I've seen it
Car.
pronounced Carr. All right. Very good. I did it.
You did, you
um,
did.
so we are so excited to be talking to her. She has an amazing story of survival and really pushing through some tough situations and coming out on the other side just wonderfully. So I'm going to do her bio. So Helinka Carr in 2013 had bowel cancer and surgery and treatment, which left her with an ileostomy. Life with a stoma and ostomy didn't just change her body, it rocked her confidence, her mindset, and a sense of who she was. She wanted to feel good in her body again. And when she couldn't find lingerie that would help her to feel confident, sexy, and pretty and feminine, she made it herself. So she supports people emotionally and mentally as a hypnotherapist and therapist, calm anxiety and rebuild their confidence. Plus, she's designed stoma and ostomy lingerie that covers the bag with elegance and making it beautiful and pretty. So, welcome, Helinka. Wow.
Welcome.
Wow.
No,
So,
I just
yeah.
found a gap and just I wasn't prepared to wear the rubbish that was out there. And why should we?
Mhm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I know there's a lot of people who don't put a lot of pain to wearing lovely lingerie and such because they say, well, nobody sees it, but you know how you feel by wearing really nice stuff underneath. So
Mhm.
that was me just going, I'm not settling for this. So I didn't.
Yeah. That's so amazing.
Mhm.
So how far along into your process with your illness did you figure, we talk about the aha moment where you went, "Oh, something's got to be done." And I'm taking it that you knew how to sew before you started
Mhm.
making lingerie, or how did that all take place?
Well, this is my second ileostomy because I had it reversed first time because I refused to
Mhm.
keep it.
Yeah.
Um, then, unfortunately, because the radiotherapy and everything else, it damaged the bowel, and then it would just like
Yeah.
no or lack of control. So it was like, right, put the damn thing back on again, even though I hated it. But
Mhm.
I knew I couldn't live like I was living. It was more existing. I wasn't living. So
Mm.
within, I'd say I had the surgery in December, and then come February, it was like I was looking then for, like, say, the nice lingerie and just to feel pretty and that again, and it just wasn't there. And it was just like, all right, I don't know how to work with silk and whatever else, but I can find the courses to teach me. I can sew. I used to sew curtains and all the heavy
Mhm.
stuff. So silk and curtains, not the same material, and not you don't sew it the same or anything like that. So, but like I say, February, about 2 months or so after the surgery, I just went, this has to change. There's not just only me that wants to feel pretty again. There'll be a
Mhm.
hell of a lot of other people out there who want to go. I'll just go
Yeah.
about their everyday life knowing it's covered, but covered lovely,
Yeah.
and nobody's going to see the bag, and there's no explanation. There's no having to justify why they've got it there. They can
Mhm.
choose who they can and can't tell. So that was my aha moment about, like I say, just after 2 months after my second
Mhm.
surgery.
Wow. That's just amazing.
Mhm.
You got a
How
question,
did,
Debbie? I see you
yes.
brewing.
How did you find your customer base? So how did you start advertising for that? Because it, a lot of more people than we think we know may have an ostomy bag. My mother had had a urostomy, and she had a bag as well. And what a wonderful idea for something to create to make you still feel feminine and beautiful while covering that bag. So, how did you find your customer base? Where did you start with?
Um, Etsy. I tried other platforms and it just didn't work. I did the Shopify, and there's a couple of other ones that I tried, and they just did not work. And everybody's going, "Oh, these are the best, these are the best." But no, it's been Etsy for me. Obviously, on social media, I've been putting on my reviews, and when I've made new designs, and I'll throw it out to my audience and go, right, what we're going to call this one this time, and get them involved in naming them. And if I've decided that I've had 2 designs but I didn't know which one were best, I'd throw them both out and go, right, which one am I making, and get them to decide. So it's just like, say, social media, but Etsy is my main store. I did have it on my website, but that didn't work neither. So I just thought, just leave it in Etsy. It works great in there, so I just leave it.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
how's
I've
your
heard
mum?
I've heard of Etsy as a really
Yeah.
it can be really successful for people.
Yeah, it can be. You put the work in, it can be, and it's not a hard platform. I don't find it a hard platform to use, but I mean, some people maybe do, but because you can choose your sizes, you can choose, the designs and everything else quite easily. And to me, it's an easy way to pay. It's not blocky or bitty or such ever else. So I do prefer just to leave it on that platform. It works, it's fine. I know people say, get it on your own, but no, that was more hassle than it's worth. Let somebody else have to do the back officey stuff.
Do you ship like everywhere, or do you have certain locations that you ship to? How does that all work?
With Etsy, it's worldwide. I think there might be some
Yeah.
countries that it doesn't go into, but that's down to Etsy and the country. It's not down to me. So I can say there's not many places where I won't post to. Like you say, I'll go all the way down to New Zealand, Australia, all the way up to Canada, and everything in between. I have actually, there has been a couple to China as well, so maybe China does get Etsy, but you do notice there's some countries that don't come up in. But is that down to economics, or is it down to the Etsy actually don't cover that area, are not allowed in their countries? So that happens as well. But overall, I'll ship wherever people order.
It'd be wonderful to see like a medical supply company take that on as like another option, like adding that on. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you have all these medical supply companies that give you the basics of the ostomy supplies and those ostomy bag supplies. But what a wonderful way to say, hey, by the way, along with this, even though you're ordering your supplies, just have a set like your separate catalog or whatever it may be would be a lot of people don't know who when they first have this done. I'm sure that it's you get through the shock of having this done and then you have to live with this. But what a wonderful idea to even have a medical supply company to even recommend or suggest even just a suggestion for it because a lot of people don't know. This would be great.
This is true, but what you find is with leaflets and such, the turnaround is only 1%. It's very, very limited 1%. And not a lot of companies are prepared to recommend something else. They want to keep everything in-house, even though they don't provide it themselves, which is fair enough. But they'd like to keep it, because there's some stoma bag companies who think how their bags look are brilliant. So there's no reason for them to be covered. There's no reason for them to be, I had one lady, she was getting married, and I do wedding ones, and she said, I am the only person in my friend's circle who've accessorized. I've got an extra accessory that they will never have. And that was this wonderful wedding band that covered her bag. And I just thought, well, that's what it's about. It's giving somebody this extra special niceness.
Yes.
But yeah, like you're saying, it would be good if they could do that, but they just don't. I've tried an approach, but it's not. But it's down to me to let everybody know that's what I do as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you make them all, or do you have people that help you with these? I mean, are you getting an influx of like where you're getting so many orders that you need help to do them, or?
Well, no, at the moment, I'm getting the orders that I can keep up with. I can actually do quite a few anyway. I can do and plan ahead and get, I do make to order so that everyone is special to that person. I always make sure, just give that a little bit of extra care towards it. And with some of my designs, they're bespoke because the way the pattern is on the materials, nobody else will ever get that again because it's how you cut it all out and such. So I think that adds that extra specialness to it all. So I like to try and keep that more hands-on that I'm doing it. My daughter can sew, she doesn't sew, but once we are to that level where I'm getting other people in, it's that trusting them that they're gonna do it how I've done it. And I know that's a business issue thing of my part, but no, I would prefer to do it all myself, but there will be a time when I will need to get a manufacturer in.
Do you have an example near you right now where you can hold it up so we could just have an idea as well?
You'll have to jump off camera. Sorry.
That's
Okay,
right.
that's okay. I am extremely excited to see what it looks like.
Which one have I got? Well, this is an exclusive because it's not on my shop yet. Sorry
Okay.
about what around. Right, so this is what I call my intimacy ones. And as you can see, just pure lace all the way through.
Beautiful.
But behind it, we have cotton jersey. Oh, whiz, I've done something daft. Oh, okay. And you've got cotton jersey inside, so it's beautiful on the skin. And then you've got a little pouch where you can slot your bag in, and it keeps it secure.
Wow.
So on the front, all
That's
people
great.
will see. It's the beautiful lace, but they can't see through the lace.
Yes.
But these intimacy ones are selling the best. But this one I actually haven't got online yet. So this is an exclusive.
It's an exclusive.
It's an exclusive.
Woo, love it. You've seen it here first. So
that's right.
And they have.
And yes.
So yeah.
Wonderful. So it looks like the cotton jersey's washable. So it looks like having that on the inside is wonderful.
Yeah.
I love that
You've got
liner.
to where because with the medical models and such, they're not breathable. They make you sweaty and sticky and really uncomfortable. Plus a bit ugly. And like you're saying, you want it where it's soft on your skin and it's something you want to wear. It's not something you're thinking, oh well, I've got to wear this because it's what I want people to wear it for pleasure. Yes. So it was worth all the training I did to learn how to sew lace and silk and such compared to heavy cottons and that what you do with curtain making.
Yeah. I love when I read your bio, I was so excited to talk to you because we have a good family friend who she went through the whole process at a very young age of losing her colon and having the bag, and then she's just had so many complications and stuff. She said I'll never be like fully better because it's kind of like an autoimmune thing. But she is powered through, and she powered through nursing school. And now the clientele she works with, the units she works with are folks who are going through this journey. And so I let her know. I don't know if she's on right now, but I let her know, and she's excited to watch about this because she loves fashion too.
Yeah.
She loves fashion.
Yeah, why shouldn't we have fashionable and, like you say, pretty things? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We're still feminine. We're still women. We still, want to feel brilliant again. But,
for sure. For sure. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah. And like you say, your friend, she will relate with them so much more by just saying, I've got one of these, or I've gone through something similar.
Yeah.
And it just breaks down so many barriers so quickly. Rather than somebody who's... Go on, sorry.
No, you go ahead. No. I'm just so super excited about this wonderful, invention that you have created. So I feel like it just changes that attitude almost immediately when you have that, because my mother had a urostomy bag. I feel, and even though she was older, she still liked to feel feminine, liked her fancy clothes. And I feel like something like this instantly changes that stigma you feel when, sometimes when you're wearing it,
Yeah.
you're like, you know what? Yeah. So it's like you said, something extra that an extra accessory you get to wear.
Yeah. There was one
Yeah.
lady, she'd ordered quite a plain one, but with a plain black, and it had lace at the top and bottom. And she messaged me and said, "Could you do me a massive favour?" I said, "Oh yeah, what's that?" She says, "Can you rush it through for me?" And I went, "Yeah, where do you live?" And she lived in UK, so obviously then that meant I could get it done quickly. I said, "Yeah." She
Mhm.
said, "I'm going on my first date. My husband died a couple of years ago." She says, "I'm 74 and I'm making sure I have a damn good time." And I just thought, yes,
Oh,
love. And I went immediately upstairs and I made that order and I got that out. And I just thought,
yeah.
yeah, and it should be for every age and everybody that needs.
Mhm.
So she did. She put me to shame.
Good,
Yeah,
good for her. Good for her to,
absolutely,
absolutely. How
absolutely.
inspiring.
Yeah, exactly. She don't mind. She's one of my, prouder ones. Thinking, yeah,
Yeah.
I want to go out and have some fun. Yeah, you go,
Yes,
love.
yes.
If I can
Mm-hmm.
do that for you, then that's just brilliant.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So did you find that, I mean, how did other than like the fashion, because how old were you when you had your first procedure for this?
46.
Okay, so you're
Mhm.
approaching 50.
Yeah.
Um, did you have any aha moments of your own besides I gotta look pretty and this is my new thing? Did that change? Did
Okay.
having that done change your thought on life or your philosophy on things or
Mhm.
It made me specialise. I worked in health and social care, so I worked with people who were really, really vulnerable, who were homeless, addictions, mental health, and
Mhm.
all the
Mhm.
kerfuffle that life can throw at you. So I worked with these people before my diagnosis. So I always had that empathy and that ability to talk to people and that ability to
Yeah.
see beyond where they were and to try and
Mhm.
get them to see beyond that. But then I
Mhm.
had the aha moment thinking that I'd had generic therapy, counselling, but if you haven't had the bag, you don't understand what it is to have the bag. I know it sounds
Mhm.
really daft. It sounds really, and then that's when it was like, this needs to be specialised, and this is, and
Mhm.
it turned out in between my, my reversal and then the second bag I had 3 years of pure hell. But
Mhm.
within that time, I then trained as a hypnotherapist, but I did it to keep me occupied. I didn't do it as
Mhm.
in, right, that's my job and that's what I'm going to do. It was just a case of, I need to keep the old brain cells going because I
Yeah.
thought I'd get the second ileostomy and then I could return back to work and job would be a good one. But
Mhm.
that's not happened.
Mhm.
And then, so I was able to use the skills that I'd learned as well as all the years and years of working with people face to face
Mhm.
as well. And it was just like, yeah, no, people deserve and have the right to have specialized therapy and hypnotherapy and that
Yes.
hidden understanding, that hidden, like, yeah, she gets it, she understands,
Mhm.
and I can't
Mhm.
pull the wool over her eyes. I'm being very polite. Pull the wool over
Mhm.
her eyes rather than, doing the yes
Mhm.
and the nodding and because it's not talking therapy as in we wait until you tell us the problems. I will ask you the questions for you to then say and get you to say what the problems are rather than spending 6 months and then learning diddly squat from you. I want to know quite
Yes.
quickly so that we can then start helping you. That at the first session you will be leaving with something that's going to help you feel better, confident,
Mhm.
comfortable. And that to me is more important than listening to you for 6 months about
Mhm.
nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You want quick
I,
action.
mm, I love the hypnotherapy. I feel like that's just another tool that's really starting to explode right now as well.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear more about that as well, the hypnotherapy. And how did you kind of first get into that as well? And it seems like it's very rewarding as well for you.
Absolutely. I think the reason why I got into it was that a friend was had found this course and she just didn't want to do it on her own. And I couldn't work because I was just no bowel control. So it was just a case of, and that's when we did the course together. We did the hypnotherapy together, and it was just more of giving me something to do, keeping the brain cells going. And then the more I've learned business tactics and such, that's got hypnotherapy techniques in it with as well. So I've learned from many other people as well as, so it's constantly building, and I'm constantly learning new ways to help people, support people, and to think outside the box, not just to read a book and go, oh, well, I'll do this, this, and this. I listen to the person and then go, right, okay, then that's what you need. Not people, a generic response. I want a unique individual to them.
Tell me
So
how that makes you feel.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
that's it, isn't it?
I mean, that's, you know, I think that in saying that, your clientele, because you've walked the walk, and you haven't walked their walk, right? But because you have walked the walk, there's something about a trust factor there.
Yeah.
You find that they open up to you more in the way that you provide therapy and services to them because of that.
No, basically, because people will talk to me anyway. They'll talk to me about anything.
Yes.
There's no, you know what I mean? You can get some people, can't you? And you can just whoosh everything out. And then there's other people you're really reserved and you don't have any conversations. Well, I'm one of these people that people just gush everything out to. So I'm being really fortunate, and then I can pick out the pieces that I need to know and to work with more, rather than just listen, and then just do a little bit of work. So, and I'll ask the probing questions. I won't just do a softly approach, because you're not doing them any good. You want them to be thought provoked a little bit, and to sort of take ownership as well of where they're at and why they're still there. We can't solve everything in one session, but it doesn't take many sessions to get beyond where they are currently at.
I love how you turned something like your illness. You've expanded into two things with that, the hypnotherapy and the lingerie. So you've really exploded with this, taking something like that, like an illness, and then turning it around and using your skill of sewing, and then getting involved in hypnotherapy, and really giving something back to people.
That's who I am. That's, like I say, I worked in health and social care, so for so many more, 25 years or more. So then that's my nature, is to give. I am you know what I mean? That's just how I that's just me, basically, to be honest. And I just don't like seeing people suffer. You know what I mean? There's going to be some suffering in life, you know what I mean? We can't avoid that. That's part and parcel of, you know what I mean? Like I say, life happens for you, not to you.
Yes. I love that.
And then it's like you said, in every situation, there is a little sprinkle of something you can work with, no matter how uppy or difficult it seems at the time. There is always something you can look and go, we can work on that, no matter how small it is, and then build it up into something huge and build the confidence up and their self-belief.
Wow. I admire you for, even though you were helping people in a capacity, it's like, it's really like shifted into this beautiful thing to specialize. And do you feel like this is your purpose now in life, or?
Oh, most definitely. I could not go back. No, this is going to sound really wrong, and I don't mean it to be, but I couldn't go back to working with people that I worked with before, because I haven't got that empathy now, because I've obviously gone through a tragic event of myself, and I'm thinking, well, I beat the damn thing, and you're complaining about something which I think is quite trivial, and I think I wouldn't have that empathy now. So
Mm-hmm.
then I could not, in all honesty, go back there and give
Mm-hmm.
them the right support that they actually genuinely need. And that's why
Mm-hmm.
then I would specialise with people who I can relate with better now.
Mm.
And I'm not prepared to give anybody a disservice. Yeah, of course I could work online and talk to people about price efficient, such of it else, but that's a disservice for them because I'm not
Mm-hmm.
actually fully in there with them.
Mhm.
Yeah. 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 Well, that's very honest. And then you're following your heart with that as well. Like you're being very, very honest and true to who you are, like you just by saying that. 'Cause-
And I'm not here just to fleece people. Like I said, I want people to have actions quickly. I don't want
yeah.
to be listening to you for 6 months and you're thinking, what the hell am I paying this person for? I'm not gaining
Mm-hmm.
anything. I want you to gain something pretty damn quick. And then to build on that and to build on that and to build on that. I want you then, sort of in the short period of time, to be standing on your own feet and with a
Yeah.
total different outlook to life and actually living your life the best you can. Because we
Mm-hmm.
only get one life, and no matter what's thrown at
Yes.
us, we've
Yep.
we've to move forward with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find that people, like, once they have a few services with you, do they end up coming back frequently to just reprocess new stuff, or if they've gone through another procedure or something, do you find that they come back around, or do you feel like they're pretty good once?
Well, I think sometimes it's they might come for a top up, but I think it's more of a reflection of where they're at and what they've forgotten to do.
Yeah.
Or if I think and go, okay, then that tool work better for you now because you've moved, you've
Mm-hmm.
shifted. As you know yourself, you know what I mean? You grow and you develop and you change. So what you might have been, like you say, what you taught at primary school is not what you want to learn at high school.
Right.
So that's the same with your clients. What they learn at, the very basic level when they first have this stoma and ostomy, what they have
Mm-hmm.
there at primary, when they've been living with it a little while and built the
Mm-hmm.
confidence up and built the knowledge up and built the self-esteem up, they're at high school. So they need to learn something at high school level.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that top up, but it's not massive top up. It's that, right, okay, then let's give you something a little bit extra, a little bit more
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
gusto in it for you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What would you tell somebody, your younger self, or our younger gals that are out there that aren't quite at that 50 yet, but they'll be there one day. They'll be in
That's
our
the thing.
dreams.
Yeah.
What
Yep.
It's
would
not
what
that.
what advice would you give them?
Don't be scared to step out your comfort zone. You learn the
Mm-hmm.
most and the best when you're not in your comfort zone. You learn so much more about your strengths, about who you actually really are, um, and live life on your level. Live life what is true to you. And I know you hear all about this doing your soul searching and such everything else. No, it's being true to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you are allowed to change your opinion. You are allowed to look at something and think, oh, that's what I thought then, but that's not where I am now. And you are allowed to make that
Yes.
shift. You're allowed to say, okay, then I did believe that and I did think that was really true, but I've now learned that this
Mm-hmm.
is more, this fits me better, this fits me
Mm-hmm.
more. And you're allowed to move and grow and develop as well. And don't apologise for it. Or apologise that you might have thought, well, you've thought something was really yucky, but now it's okay. But don't apologise for your learning. Don't apologise for your growth. Always be growing. Every day
Yes.
is a school day. It might be the silliest of things you learn, but every day there's something to learn.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Beautifully said. Love that.
And thank you.
Love that, Helinka. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So if
I think
people want,
sometimes too, when you get older, go ahead. Go ahead,
go,
Gina.
go. No, you go.
No, I love what you just said because you kind of opened up that how we were kind of brought up because we're in an we're Gen X and you can change your mind. You don't always you can think differently as you grow older. And I remember when I worked with a nurse and she was about 30 years older than me and I was when I was younger And she said to me, the older I get, the more I learn. Like, meaning the older I get, the more I'm learning. The older I get, the more I realize I don't know it all. And then I was like in my 20s thinking, what do you mean? I know everything. You know, if you, when you're in your 20s,
Yeah.
you're like, I know everything. And
Got this.
I think yeah, I know everything and telling her what to do. But as I become older, I become more humbled and
Yeah.
I realize I don't know everything. And every decade that goes by, I'm learning even more. So it's remarkable. Like her words always, I'll never forget her words when we were
Yeah.
working, you know, in the medical field together, you know, in nursing. And I'll never forget those words. And I remember looking at her like, what do you mean? You know, you're 30 years older than me and you know, but I get it now. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
true. You do keep learning, and I think it's beautiful. I think it's a wonderful thing. You just never don't ever stop learning something new or having the courage to change your mind because if
And
that's who you're true to yourself.
being
Yeah.
open to change as well, and
Yes.
open to learning. Because I
Hmm.
think once you get past, you know, once you've had your career, or if you've had your children, and then you get, like say, you get to late 40s, 50s, it's like, oh, well, this is how I'm meant to be for the rest of my life. And it's like, hell no, is it, heck? It's not.
Yes.
I'm out there. I'm gonna go and do and explore and see and
Yes.
move forward.
Hmm. Hmm. Inspiring. I love that.
Mhm.
Oh, thank
So of
you.
all the so since you're in your second phase of life here, what would you say is the funniest thing that you found about being past 50? What do you find most humorous?
All right, okay. Well, this is going back to what Debbie's just said. When you look at the younger generations who think they know it all, and you're thinking, "Wow, you've got one hell of a lesson coming up, love." And I just sit there and think, I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because you know, that's, you know, you've got that shock of.
Yes.
I think, like you say, it's the simple things that you can get a lot of joy from as well. Seeing other people enjoying themselves, I find that really
Yeah.
joyful. Um,
Hmm.
or I've got two borrowed dogs, and just to take them out and just to see them just out enjoying themselves, just doing simple little
Hmm.
things. It's a simple, sometimes a
Yeah.
very simple little things that can be the most important, can be the most uplifting at that moment in that time.
Hmm.
You know, like
Yes.
in your 20s, you're thinking, oh God, I've got to take the dog for a walk, and then drag it down the streets and then bring it back home again. But as you're getting older, you sort of
Mhm.
appreciate how much fun the dog's getting from it, which means you're enjoying it more, which means you're more
Hmm.
in tune with what's around you.
Hmm.
So, see, I'm just a cat person. I just get dogs to borrow.
Sabara, I love it. That's
Oh,
great.
like if people want to find you or reach out to you, or if they want to order lingerie, where's the
Hmm.
best? I know you said Etsy, but what address or what's the best place for them to find you?
Well, on Etsy, it's known as Unspoken Rosebud, because obviously it's a
Hmm.
topic that nobody talks about because it's a dirty topic at the end of the day. It's not a sexy surgery or anything, is it? You know, and the rosebud
Uh,
is what a stoma looks like. So in the
hmm.
medical field, used to call it a rosebud. So that's why I called
Yeah.
those names,
I
use
love
those
that.
together.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
was going to be called Fuchsia Rosebud, but hell, I'm dyslexic and I couldn't bloody spell it, so we're like, that's out the window. And you can
I
spell
love
fuchsia
Unspoken
too.
Rosebud.
You do too.
Unspoken Rosebud's
Yeah.
great. That's a great name.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So if you just put Unspoken Rosebud, the Etsy will come up, or the
Okay.
Instagram. Yeah, Instagram will come up and such of it else. So it's usually because it's
Yeah.
nobody else has got that name. I've got it protected, so that's the most important.
Excellent.
So
Yeah,
yeah, you can find me that way quite easily.
love that.
We're going to put all those links to Helinka when we post this video on our YouTube and on our Spotify. We'll post the links to your Etsy and your socials as well, so they'll be able to find you on that.
Mm,
Oh, brilliant! Thank you.
yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we'll keep spreading the word because this
Yes.
is just an amazing, again, I read your bio. I thought, wow. I there's not a day that goes by that I'm not wowed by one of the bios, but yours
Mm.
really stood out to me.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for putting yourself out there and sharing your story and sharing your knowledge and sharing the beauty.
And the vulnerability. I think that's
Yeah.
something that's
Yes.
not done on
Yeah.
social media enough. I know this is going to
Yeah.
upset your audience a little bit, but there are times when you have whoopsies or leaks or whichever else. And there's times
Yeah.
I've had the bedding on the washing line and gone, and guess what I was doing at 3:30 this morning? Washing all the bedding and whatever else. And people love the vulnerability side of it as well. It's not all polished and it's not all
Right.
glam and whatever else, because hell, I can't do glam for tougher. But that's fine. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
I think that's something that people get from me, is that what you see is what you get. And if I've had a bad, rough spell, I'll tell you, so that you can still see that we're still, not everything is rosy, not everything is brilliant all of the time. There are blip days or blip parts. But yeah, I think authenticity is one of the biggest things that people need more than anything. They don't want the fluff, not anymore. They've had that
Yes.
for a long time.
Yes. Well, Helinka, I know what would be a gift idea for someone if if anyone I know would get an ostomy, a urostomy or an ileostomy bag.
Yeah.
You're going to be the first site I go to for a gift.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
so you wanted to know about my favorite book?
Yes, please.
Yeah, well, I've got.
That was the next question.
Oh, sorry, I do jump ahead a bit.
No, that's good. I'm glad you're. What is your
So,
favorite?
well, I was listening to your podcasts before, and you were saying which ones people liked for personal reasons and which people liked for sort of business reasons. So, but I didn't know that when I actually proposed the two books. So, my first one is Vivian Joy, which is probably somebody people won't really know much of because she's not so big over in America. But with this, you've got lots of little exercises within the book to do. And I know it says mindset for business, but it wasn't. For me, it unpicked a lot of personal stuff that I'd gone through and not realised it was holding me back. So that more on a personal level as well as a business level. And then probably a lot of people know this guy, Dean Graziosi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love Dean Graziosi. Yes. He partners up with Tony Robbins.
He does, and I do quite a lot of their training, and that's where I pick up bits and nuggets and go, I can use that book, and I'm having that one as well.
Yeah,
and
he's one of my favorites. Yes.
Yeah, and the underdog advantage, because obviously Dean's dyslexic as well, so you can see where this is not a hindrance; it's a help, and it just gives you that boost and see it as your superpower rather than being being the block. Because I was always told I'd never achieve anything because I was word blind. That's how it was described at the time, when it's like, that's a load of rubbish. So they're my two recommendations for people. Quick, easy reads, because, well, no, Vivian's isn't a quick, easy read because there's exercises to do through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're really, really thought-provoking and really sort of like, and things will unpick in your head and you'll think, oh God, I didn't think that was causing me a problem. But it all helps to live a better life.
Okay.
Sorry for jumping ahead.
It's amazing how what we're fed as kids or through our teen years, what is fed to us, and our minds and our bodies and souls pick up on that negativity. Somebody telling us. There's so many women I talk to who have been told, you're not college material. You'll never make it through college. You'll never do this. You'll never do that. But you see people rise above that. I love that.
Yeah, and I think as well, it's brilliant that people can get diagnosed properly now.
Yes.
And I think that's amazing. But like you're saying, it's that being told, or a little flippant comment off somebody, and you don't realise that flippant comment has been holding you back until you. So with Vivian, picked it up and I went, well, that's a bit of a thing. never even crossed your mind until I read a little bit of a section and here's your exercise, do
Yes.
your exercise work. And it's like, well,
Mm.
yeah, something really small. You want other people would just write it off, and for some reason it stuck with you.
Yes. It's remarkable how when you get over that limited belief, what you can accomplish.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Mhm.
it's having the confidence in what you're doing, you know,
Mhm.
and who you're doing it for. That's the most important thing as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
Yes. And that purpose,
Yeah.
like finding that purpose and driving forward with that. But I love that you've read things and you've worked on things to work, because you
Mhm.
have to work through that stuff,
Yeah.
those limiting beliefs.
Yes.
And I think as well, though, the more people you listen to and you learn from, the better your toolbox is then to help others.
Yes.
You know, you don't have all the
Yes.
answers, you don't have all the solutions, but
Mhm.
when you do these different bits of training and such, you just think, yeah, I can borrow that and use that there, and
Mhm.
or you can think that's a hypnotherapy technique I've used before, but I've not used it in that way, and it's amazing how
Mhm.
you then adjust.
Mhm. With your hypnotherapy, do you have clients that you work with face to face in person, or do you also use, let's say, Zoom or as another tool or Skype or anything like that?
I do Zoom because I can then record the sessions and then pass the sessions back to the client.
Yes.
And then that way, then they've
Okay.
got them there. And then it's, you know, it's that gentle reminder, well,
Mhm.
this is your homework. Please make sure you've done it
Mhm.
before the next time we meet and such.
Yeah.
Because then you can work with more people. I'm not limited, because at the end of the day, in the UK, it's just not talked about. So people don't want to come forward and talk to me
Yes.
about anything. So if it's like this, they're happier to
Mhm.
talk. They're happier to
Yeah.
have the conversations because you just got that bit of distance, which is
Yes.
a shame, but it means I can see and work with more people from different countries and different places. So
Yes. Yes. And they're in the comfort of their own home, so they must feel a little more comfortable as well when you're doing that. But what a wonderful way to use, even like Gina and I have talked about technology at our age, learning technology. We've had some
yeah,
technological hurdles in the beginning, but also again, you're utilizing something like technology as well.
but yeah, there are times when you look at it and you just want to scream abdabs at it and go, that's
Yeah.
why I've got a pen and that's why I've got paper. But I
Yeah.
can't share that with the world, can I? But
Yeah.
yeah, no, there are times when
Yeah.
you do, but you've got, like I say, you're doing a disservice if you don't try and learn new technologies so that you can support the
Yes.
people that are out there. Like I write blogs, and could I do a blog
Mm.
and put it up properly? And could I chuff? It used to take me a day. You know what I mean? It used to be a blessed nightmare. But I persevered and did more training and did more learning and such. And then it was just like, I can bang that out now in what, an hour less. So, you know what I mean? Don't let technology get in you. If you can't get your head around it, then find somebody that can and get them to bloody
Mm.
well do it. Don't let tech
Yes.
stop you,
Right.
even though I do
Excellent.
curse it.
Yes, definitely.
Well, and I love that you offer your services through Zoom too, because if people are feeling uncomfortable with what they're dealing with, to have to walk into a building that says hypnotherapist or says whatever,
Mhm.
there can be stigma with that, and they might not even walk in.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So I think it's
Mhm.
fabulous that you offer that in more of a private setting.
Mhm.
absolutely. And
Mhm.
for people, if they can't afford the private, you know, the one-to-ones, I'm just starting to do memberships where
Oh,
there'll be a 6-week
Mm.
course,
yeah.
and then
Yes.
I'll be live with them, and that will be within a controlled group, and I'll be live with them once a week, and then dropping in, you know, posts and emails for them, just so that then they're on the journey of recovering, on the journey of moving forward, which,
Yes.
you know, it's integral for them as well, because it's not
Yeah.
all about earning a huge amount of money immediately. It's about
Yeah.
making sure they get the right support and move forward in their life
Mhm.
and their progression.
Mm-hmm. Do you find that folks feel isolated when they have these procedures done initially
God,
alone?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you've got those, you can go on the wonderful dark web, go down these rabbit holes, and all you can hear is doom and gloom stories all the time.
Mm.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying life's wonderful every day, because it's not wonderful before I had this stoma, so it's not going to be wonderful now I've got this stoma. You know, I
Right.
mean, when I was in my 30s, there were still things that happened in life that got in your way. So
Mhm.
I think people forget that. I think people forget that in normal life, well, the life before the bag, we still had hiccups and we still had problems and we still had things to sort and solve and deal. But everybody just focuses so much on this bag and not on looking out and beyond
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
where
Yeah.
they are and what they're doing now. But
Yes.
it's it's not the be all and end all of your life. Yeah, it's a hiccup and it's not always pleasant, but
Mm-hmm.
what does it actually allow you to do?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's survival. It's for some people, I'm sure I know from our friend that was her option to
Yeah,
survive,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
to be
And like
alone.
you're saying, I mean, and you have, of course, you've got the worry of, oh, where are the toilets? Well, there's apps for those now. You can drop an app on your phone, and it'll tell you where all the toilets are. Even if you go into certain countries,
Mm.
it even rates them for you. It tells you how brilliant they are or how rubbish they are or whatever,
Yeah.
which is good.
Okay.
It's learning to, whatever obstacle is in the way, it's not a problem. It's a problem that hasn't had a solution. You find the
Mm.
solutions. Don't just look at the problem. You think, right, okay, then I need to know where the loos are. Drop this app on my
Mm.
phone and it'll tell me. Or I'm going out for a meal. What food can I eat? You look at the menu beforehand and make sure
Mm-hmm.
stuff. It's a little bit of planning and a little bit of forward thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people do get very, very isolated by it because, yeah, it's like having a brass band stuck to your stomach. Because if it wants to go off on one, hey, blooming well does.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have a nice tub of fat around my tummy, muffling my noises, and I haven't anymore now. It's direct.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there is a lot of isolation with it, and a lot of shame as well, which I don't
Mm-hmm.
quite understand.
Yeah.
But I think the more I'm listening to people, the shame's more about the bodies let them down, and it's like, well, no, the
Mm.
body's been battered and bruised and hammered with procedures and surgeries and medication. You've got to look at what that's gone through as well, and see it as two commodities: your body and you.
Yeah.
And then then bring them back together as as a working together partnership.
Mm-hmm. And there's such a resilience in going through what you've been through and what other people and to be able to rise above it. There's so much to be said about the resilience of that, and especially what you're doing, Helinka, is you've taken it to a higher level where you're now helping other people who are experiencing that. And I don't know, I have a high respect for you for doing that. Yeah, you probably went through quite a bit in the beginning, but you found, like you said, you found solutions, and now you're helping other people to find those solutions, which I think is just amazing. So when they were probably feeling very lost initially.
And see, the thing is, though, I mean, people will look at you and go, "But you look really, really well." And I think, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
might look well, but hell, inside I feel rubbish.
Yes.
Mm.
Because
Yes.
obviously some of the procedures do batter your body about quite a lot. And then it's sort of having somebody to talk to and go, "Yeah, I get that." And
Mm-hmm.
just getting them to acknowledge it and just saying that, well, how are we going to deal with that? How are we going to take the sting out of people saying, "You look bloody wonderful today," and you're thinking,
Mm.
"You don't realise how much I've put on this to make it look half decent."
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just give them the tools to accept the compliment, but see it
Yeah.
as a compliment, but just find another way rather than resenting and people saying you look great when you feel yuck.
Yeah. It's such a silent illness, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
It can be, but then there's many silent illnesses out there, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Well,
brilliant.
thank you so much for sharing your journey and what you're doing, and we're so glad that you stayed up so late to to be on our podcast. Thank you for that.
Gotta be at least midnight by you or close to it.
12:30. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
So we won't keep you any longer, so you can
Yes.
get to this. But yeah, we'll definitely
We appreciate that.
We'll post the links on
Uh-huh.
the pages, and if you are struggling with these sorts of things, please reach out to Helinka. She's there to with her lovely lingerie, and also if you
For
just
hypnotherapy.
need to talk, yeah,
Yes.
she can help you in those areas too. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Helinka. Greatly appreciate having you on.
No, thank you so much for allowing me to be on. It's been brilliant, and it's nice to be able to just talk openly and quite frank about life, and not having to sugarcoat it or dilute it down, whichever way is needed at the time. So you do a brilliant job. I've listened to your podcasts and that, and it's really good how you just, like you say, you just have a normal conversation, and how the little nuggets drop out, and you're just thinking, "Ooh,
Yep.
yes,
yes, all the little nuggets drop out. You're absolutely correct.
I told her, I said, we don't bother with the music in the beginning and at the end.
Yeah, I think we need to just compile maybe one video that has all the little nuggets in it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the wonderful thing about when we do this podcast and we have our guests on. You'll hear that little nugget of wisdom, and you're like, and then it has me thinking, the rest of the day, or feel like, wow, that was something I learned, and you really like thought about that after the show. So yeah, we greatly appreciate all those little nuggets that we get on this podcast. So everyone has contributed so much.
Yeah.
So we thank you.
No, thank you. And like I say, you'd be helping so many people with this, and that's what matters, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
That's our goal.
That's what matters.
That's right.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stop our live stream.
Oh,